Happy New Year. If you're watching this video, you made it. You made it through 2020 and it's now 2021. Congratulations. That is an achievement in itself, right? I've been reflecting back on 2020 and the highs and lows. There were a lot of lows, and it's hard to get incentivized, right? To get inspired to carry on when things were so tough. And a lot of us have set some pretty high sights, goals, expectations for 2021. And I like to just, at these junctures, kind of take a pause and reflect on what made 2020 difficult, but also be really aware of and raising consciousness to what it is that I want for the future. And I want to do the same for you and inspire you to kind of pause and reflect on what it is that you're needing and seeking, and what's going to be most useful and meaningful for you going forward. 2020 was the typical highs and lows of life, right? But everything was more intense. Everything was magnified up because we had more of all of the feelings and more of the hardships and more of the challenges. And I think that at those times, it's very easy to lose inspiration. And we became really acutely aware of how short life is and how precious life is. And Atul Gawande, in his book Being Mortal, talked about what at the end of life makes life worth living, and people want to have their autonomy and their self-efficacy, the ability that they can, the ability to make decisions and to impact their own lives. And so that's what I want to invite you to do at this moment in the beginning of this new opportunity, is to decrease the intensity, get quiet, and reflect and notice and tune in with what are the things in your life that make you feel really secure, safe, stable, and in a state of no anxiety. We're so accustomed now to feeling anxious all the time that we can be on autopilot in that way. And it requires an intentionality. I think in Western culture, we consider anxiety sort of a part of life and even something that's necessary to be successful, to have a level of stress and anxiety. But what actually is true is that the higher our anxiety is, it's usually because we're lacking in trust. And if it becomes habitual, then we realize that we can't make decisions or do anything without a level of anxiety. And to be able to trust and to follow a sense of intuition and knowing, and know that those anxious moments can be messengers, and maybe that we need to pay attention to them. Maybe they're telling us, hey, this way that you're doing things, maybe it's not the best way for you. Maybe all those messengers and all the societal conditioning isn't working anymore. Maybe this is a time for you to rewrite your story and what you want the ending to look like for you, what you want this next chapter to look like. And so doing that, getting really quiet. I love to journal or sit very quietly and write what it is, write to myself, dear Tracy, or dear future self, or dear me right now here in this moment. What do I need and want, and who am I with? What am I doing when I feel most at ease? And how can I get more of that? And what are those things that are hindering me from that? What are those habitual tasks? What are the sense of responsibility? How much of those are real and how much of those are imagined? And how can you take this practice into your own life to be able to really create the life that you want going forward? It's kind of a vitality, right? Like, that's what we all are seeking. That's what we all want to be here for. When we set goals and strive for dreams, it's about that feeling that we have of being really alive. And what makes life worth living sometimes takes a moment to really think about, because if you've been go, go, go. I, for years, was, I'm a physician, and I had always been striving, jumping through hoops, getting to the next place, to the next place, to the next place. And I lost sight of what really did mean the most to me, and with whom I was at my best. And I think that this is as good a time as any to check back in with you and where you get your own vitality and what you're going to do with your own autonomy and self-efficacy to foster those changes in your own life and your own community and with the relationships and people that you love the most. And when you do that, when you spend that little bit of time, it changes everything. It changes the way you see everything. It changes the lens through which you see the world. And people can see that change in you. It elevates your energy. It makes you radiate positivity and joy and well-being out from you, and inspires others to do the same and to look inward and to feel excited and enthusiastic and full of energy, positive energy running through your veins. So I'm wishing you a very, very happy, healthy 2021, and may your vitality guide you.